Good morning, YouTube. Flank Hollow here, and today I want to talk about a game that is very personal to me, and that game is Fallout 4. You see, when it came out, the hype was real. Everyone was so excited that it was finally coming out. Everyone had been waiting for Fallout 4 to come out for so long, and it got overhyped. And some people were disappointed by how it ended up coming out, because it had the settlement system, the voice protagonist, the writing. A lot of people criticize the writing, and that's perfectly all fine and good. But at the end of the day, I still loved the game. It was fun to play. I liked running around. I liked the characters. I loved the designs that they did. There were a lot of flaws with it, I'm going to be fair, but I can talk about that later. What really made up for a lot of it was that I knew that DLC was coming. And what I remember from Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas is that the DLC usually added a lot of really fun content and customization and just extra stuff that was really fun to play with. I ended up getting the season pass for $30, which kind of makes everything okay. But if I had to buy the season pass now with this knowledge for $50, I don't really know if I would. The first DLC series came with Automatron, Wasteland Workshop, and Far Harbor. Automatron was pretty interesting. You had to run around killing robots and build your own robots, make your own little mechs, and then it had this quest. But it really wasn't anything substantial. It added an extra raider gang, and it added some random encounters with robots, and the quest itself wasn't very thorough. And while it was only $10, it didn't seem very worth it. And while there was some fun with it, it just seems more of a neutral thing. It really could have gone, it can go either way. Then they came out with the Wasteland Workshop, which was pointless, really, because the little fighting system was dumb. The cages meant nothing. And I know a few people apparently like the settlement system. But at the end of the day, it really didn't do anything. Sure, it was only $5, but it just seemed like a waste of developmental time. And then they came out with Far Harbor, which was perfection. It was amazing, it was perfect, and I loved it. It was honestly one of my favorite DLC of the entire Fallout franchise. And it just had me hyped for more. And then E3 came around and they announced the final 3 DLC, which in and of itself was weird. It wouldn't be weird if it wasn't for the fact that 2 of the final 3 were more workshop DLC. And having played the 2 workshops, Contraptions, which was completely pointless, and the Vault-Tec DLC, which was horrible. It was boring. The quest was pointless. The exploration of the cave, it just threw a bunch of rad scorpions and a deathclaw at you. It was nothing. Not to mention that the creation system on itself was terrible. It's just a letdown. I know it's less hard for me to be angry since it's basically free, since I already paid the $30. But, so basically we're gonna get Nuka World, which is the only other actual full questline DLC, like Far Harbor. It's disappointing, really. We really should have gotten more. It's just the fact that both New Vegas and Fallout 3 had really big DLC, at least 4 of them, and we're only getting 2. And a lot of people comment, oh, Skyrim only had 2. Skyrim sucked! Like, I don't care what anyone says, without mods, that game isn't really good. It's not well written. It's very limiting. The role-playing is pointless since you can just max out everything. So I don't know why they're using that as a defense. And the only reason I'm really that upset is because New Vegas I thought was the best Fallout game. Fallout 4 had better gameplay mechanics and it had better control over the shooting and the combat system. But New Vegas they made better design choices. They made more roleplay elements. It just had more freedom, it felt like. And the world itself just felt a little bit more interesting. While Fallout 4, on the other hand, relied on the settlement system, which I think is the root of a lot of these problems. Because they made this big deal about the settlement system being optional. You don't have to do it. But it's like at least 20 or 30% of the game. Not to mention the main quest line, you have to build things with it. The game was based around this settlement system. They put all their eggs in this basket. But the basket was just rubbish. And because they put so many different settlement spots, what they ended up doing is just having almost no interesting NPCs in, like, towns. New Vegas, you could go around, you could go to Good Springs, you could go to Prim, Sloan, you could go to Boulder City, the 188, New Vegas, Freeside, North Vegas Square, West Side, the Powder Gangers, the Legion, the Great Khans. You had all these locations. Fallout 3, you had Rivet City, you had the Cannibal Place, you had the Megaton, you had the Tower, Big Town, Little Lamplight. You had the Republic of Dave. Let's go to Fallout 4. You got Diamond City, Bunker Hill, maybe? Yeah, Bunker Hill's a town. I guess the Institute. You can find that later in the game. The Brotherhood, Blimp, Covenant. Covenant's one. I mean, you can count the crater in the stupid place. Can't really do anything there. And I'm sure there's a few more, maybe. But the problem is that even with those, they felt dead. Diamond City just has a bunch of random fetch quests that do nothing. Bunker Hill has basically nothing. Covenant has the one quest that kills Covenant, most likely, unless I guess there's optional. The Institute, you don't really have many options to do anything there since they're the bad guys. Brotherhood has like one or two maybe side quests. By overcompensating for the settlement system that they've shoehorned into this otherwise really interesting game, which I'm sure they thought it was an interesting mechanic, but it just really wasn't, they ended up wasting so much time and space and game. And then to make it worse, they dedicated 3 whole DLC just to this system. Heck, even the Automatron is based on it. Far Harbor had elements to it. I'm sure Nuka World is going to have its own little settlement extravaganza going on. It's just frustrating because Fallout 4 had so much potential. The Fallout franchise has so much potential. It's the most interesting world space I've seen in forever. It's such a great world. Bethesda really let me down. It's like giving a toddler a computer and then they just color on the screen with crayons and like, look at this pretty picture I made, and we're just like, good job, Bethesda. It's a good picture, but it's pretty much useless. I don't know. Just give Fallout to Obsidian. Give them the resources and let them make a better game, please. I guess we still have Nuka World. It's big. It's an actual DLC this time, so hopefully it'll be good. I don't know. I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I was the one defending Fallout 4 when all these people were saying that it was bad. I've been focusing on the negatives just because of how annoying Vault-Tec. I mean, it was a mod. Basically, that's what makes it even worse. Is that all the workshops are rendered almost useless with mods, because mods there are a lot of mods that mess with the settlement system, and they do basically the same thing. But what mods usually suck at, which is the quest lines, which I'm sure there's a few good ones, but they can't voice the protagonist. Bethesda can voice the protagonist. They could make more quests, but they don't. I've been really negative in this because I'm just frustrated at playing this. I'm frustrated that I want it to be a better game than it is. I overhyped myself way back when. I don't regret buying it. I still had a lot of fun. Again, I'm probably going to do a separate review later when Nuka World comes out. Pretty much a big review of the game, of the base game, all the DLC, and the mods. The mods add a lot to it. But until then, I'm just going to sit here being angsty. Tell me what you think in the comments below, whether I'm being stupid or whether I'm being a genius. I'm Flink Hollow, and I hope you have a nice day.